I'm going to do a couple of examples like what's on your assignment from 5.8, page 309. The first one is if we're given the vertex and a point, we want to be able to write it in vertex form. So the most important thing, I think, is realizing what vertex form is. Where h and k are the coordinates of our vertex. And so I'm going to do number 10, which gives us our vertex at 2, -1. And then we also get a point at 4, 3. Okay, so I'm just going to take this information and I'm going to plug it directly into what I have here. So starting with my vertex, right, this is the basically h and k. So I'm just going to plug those in. So we get y equals a times x minus 2 squared plus -1 or -1. All right, from there, the only other bit of information I have is a point. And a point has an x and a y. So I'm going to plug those in now. So I'll plug 3 in for y, 4 in for x. And remember that a is that stretch factor. So it's how vertically it's stretched, okay? And if it's some number that's maybe between 0 and 1, then it's not really stretched at all. It's actually kind of horizontally stretched, not vertically stretched. All right, so just continuing on to get a by itself, because that's the piece that I'm missing. So this is going to be 3 equals 4a minus 1. Add that 1 over, I get 4 equals 4a. So it turns out that a will actually equal 1. So I'm just going to take that and plug it right back into what I originally had, so that my final equation is y equals, I could put the 1 there or not, x minus 2 squared minus 1. Next we'll do one where we're going to be writing the intercept form. So just as a reminder, the intercept form has two factors with x's in them, and they're binomials. So like x minus p and x minus q. And remember that p and q are x-intercepts. Okay, so I'm going to do number 20. You are given x-intercepts. -2 and 2. And you're also given a point, -4, 8. Okay, so if I have x-intercepts, then I can actually write these as x equals -2 and x equals 2. Which means now I need to set these equal to 0 in order to make them factors, right? So for example, if I want to add 2 to both sides here, then my factors become x plus 2, right, which would set that equal to 0. And my other factor here, if I subtract 2 to set that equal to 0, will be x minus 2. Okay, so in addition to that, I'm going to have y equals a times those two factors. All right, so from there, it's just like the other problem. I'm going to take that point. I mean, and this is just like any other equation we've ever tried to come up with. Equation of a line. Once we had the slope and we had a point, we needed to figure out our y-intercept. So same type of thing. We did the same thing with absolute values. Okay, so I'm just going to plug in my x and my y now. And the only unknown I'll have is a, and I can then solve for it. So my y is 8. My x is -4. Now I'm going to do a little bit of arithmetic here. So I'm going to have a -2 here and a -6 there. So this is really 8 equals 12a. Divide both sides by 12. So a will equal, I'm going to divide top and bottom here by 4, so I'm going to get 2/3. Take that, plug it right back into my intercept form. So I'm going to have y equals 2/3 times x plus 2 and x minus 2.